You know, every night I stand here and I make jokes about all of Donald Trump's lies.
I have a lot of supporters.
Traveling with you on your plane.
Okay, a lot of people do. It's a very big plane.
With you. She made racist remarks about your opponent. She also espoused conspiracy theories about 9/11.
Laura's been a supporter of mine, just like a lot of people are supporters, and she's been a supporter of mine. She speaks very positively of the campaign. I'm not sure why you asked that question, but Laura is a supporter.
Coming up, we've got the juiciest bits from Kimmel and Colbert's Trump roast. We'll show you the jokes that sent Trump into a Twitter frenzy, his hilariously bad attempts at poetry, and the blurry selfie that's breaking the internet. But that's not all. We'll also dive into Melania's mysterious absence during the tweet storm. Is she practicing her "get me out of here" face? Stay tuned to find out. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Folks, it appears that our favorite comedians who perform late at night have made their comeback. It was impossible for Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel to refrain from making fun of the orange piñata that is Donald Trump. They hit the jackpot, and boy, did they.
This appearance, it was as if they caught her in a glue trap at Saks Fifth Avenue and dragged her there.
And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
This whole event, his whole platform is immigrants are dangerous, immigrants are killing our country, we have to stop the immigrants. And now, from Slovenia, please say hello to our former First Lady, Melania Trump.
Kimmel got things rolling with a zinger that knocked everyone to their feet and got everyone laughing. In a humorous manner, he stated that Trump's idea of romance is to tweet "I love you" while he is sitting on the porcelain throne. This is such a dignified display of humor. The use of toilet tweets by Donnie Diapers in an attempt to win Melania over is something that comes to mind. How romantic. There is, however, more to come. There was no way that Colbert was going to allow Kimmel to take the initiative. During a live television broadcast, he suggested that Trump and Melania should participate in couples therapy. That is a reality show that I would actually watch. Consider the following: The Real Housewives of Mar-a-Lago, Couples Therapy Edition. It would be a tremendous amount. At the White House, the audience was consuming it like free hamburgers, and it was being devoured by them. They were laughing more than Trump does at his own jokes, which, let's face it, isn't really saying much and isn't really saying much at all. On the other hand, at least something is being done to make fun of Trump. Isn't that correct? People, you might think that all of this is a lot of fun and games, but you should definitely keep your toupees on. It has been demonstrated that people's political opinions can be altered by making them laugh late at night. Even though we are all laughing at Grumpy Trumpy's expense, it is possible that we are swaying the opinions of some individuals. Who would have thought that laughter could have such a powerful effect?
Mrs. Trump, no, we haven't seen you lately, so we don't know your thoughts on your husband's campaign yet. For example, what do you think of his new running mate?
Oh, Stephen, I have always been in favor of him getting a new mate. Up top.
But what do you think about J.D. Vance himself? What do you think he brings to the ticket?
I think he brings some strong positions on conservative issues and some freaky positions on his sofa.
That is unbecoming of a First Lady. No. Not only is that unbecoming of your position, for the record, we all know that this couch story isn't true.
On the other hand, the comedy gold did not stop there. Both Kimmel and Colbert took turns reading Trump's tweets while using their best Trump voices at the same time. In comparison to a competition for presidential impersonation, it was an orange and more humorous event. A comedy routine was performed using Trump's own words, and it was so funny that the audience couldn't stop laughing. When the content is able to write itself, almost everything is too easy. You have to give these comedians credit for being able to hit the mark in their performances. At the same time that they float like butterflies and sting like bees, they resemble the late-night television equivalent of Muhammad Ali. Those stings are felt by the orange turd indeed, boy. During the time that the comedians were delivering their blows, our favorite Twitter addict was in the process of brewing up his own thunderstorm. The combination of a feeble ego, an inability to sleep, and Trump is what results in what? During this late-night tweeting spree, even his most most devoted followers would show their disapproval. As the clock struck 2 in the morning, Grumpy Trumpy made the decision that it was the perfect time to brag about his breakfast routine, because there is no better way to convey the message "I am completely fine" than by tweeting, "Every morning we eat breakfast together." That was a great demonstration for those comedians, Donnie. Having a toast and a cup of orange juice together is the very definition of love, isn't it? There is, however, more to come. When Trump posted a blurry selfie of Melania Trump on Twitter at 3 in the morning, he was stepping up his game. What is the caption? "Fake news can't handle our love." Oh boy, just where do we even start? First things first, Mr. President, let's get a better camera for our phones. At the very least, make sure the lights are turned on. Second, there is no better way to express genuine affection than by taking photographs late at night in a dimly lit setting. Even those who have been Trump's staunchest supporters up until this point were perplexed. In point of fact, a devoted supporter had the audacity to communicate to the president, "Mr. President, we love you, but maybe lay off the late night tweeting. When a member of your own team tells you to put a sock in it, you realize that you have completely lost your mind. When it comes to tweeting, did our orange-colored tweeter pay attention? Obviously, that is not the case." Subsequently, he proceeded to draw parallels between his marriage and the marriage of Romeo and Juliet. Who is Donnie? You should probably try studying Shakespeare once more. It is important to note that the conclusion of that story does not exactly involve a happy ever after. As the evening progressed, the content that Trump posted on his Twitter account began to resemble the unruly use of crayons by a young child. There was a perfect storm that occurred when sleep deprivation, insecurity, and the classic Trump craziness all came together. As soon as morning arrived, his feed was a chaotic mess of ridiculous boasts, statements written in all capital letters, and enough typos to make a spelling bee champion cry. The most frustrating aspect is that not everyone finds the use of social media that occurs late at night to be annoying. Indeed, it is harmful to Trump's health in more ways than one. According to the findings of research, tweeting at midnight can have a detrimental effect on both your ability to make decisions and your mental health. On the other hand, how many times has Trump actually paid attention to the advice of experts? People, it would appear that the Twitter outburst of our favorite orange turd has resulted in more than a hurricane's worth of inexpensive toupees being deemed useless. However, who can blame him for this? Contrary to popular belief, late-night comedy shows are not the primary source of news for 62% of the American population. Just a moment, actually, they are. The truth is that Kimmel and Colbert are not only providing laughs, but they are also providing the hard facts with a dash of humor interspersed throughout. If Grumpy Trumpy wants to avoid becoming the subject of every joke, he should read the manual titled "How to Not Be a Twitter Disaster" and learn from its lessons. As in the phrase, "Don't tweet at 3 a.m. like a raccoon raiding a dumpster." The fact of the matter is, however, that it is simply not in Trump's nature to engage in healthy social media practices. It would be like asking a fish to ride a bicycle. Therefore, we would like to pay tribute to the late-night hosts who maintain our sanity in the midst of these hectic times. They make fun of the king, while the rest of us peasants watch and laugh alongside them, much like the court jesters that are a part of democratic government. It is inevitable that comedians will always be present to deflate the inflated egos of politicians, so long as there are politicians in existence. And something that is worthy of being thanked with a toast, my dear friends.